Good morning. Thank you for staying tuned to NewCruse 92.7 FM, your source always. My name is Joshua Adegbite. Welcome to the Dailies, review of stories across national dailies from the newspapers for the day. Today is August 2, 2022. And of course, our job here is simple. What are the stories emanating from the national dailies for the day? What are the major headlines? Then the talking points from that story. From those stories will be discussed extensively. Objectively too, from our studios there. I've got here with me the man who will do justice, who will do just that here in the studio with me. Is a political analyst, is a public affairs analyst, a lecturer at the Bamidele Olumilua University of Education, Science and Technology, Mr. Owolabi. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Owolabi. I appreciate you for coming on the program. Again, I'm saying Happy New Month to you. I'm just getting the opportunity to wish you that first.
Yes, same to you.
All right, now let's look at the stories, maybe the headlines first. All right, I'm beginning with Daily Post newspaper. Daily Post this morning. All right, from Daily Post, NAS versus Buhari uncertainty as Buhari faces impeachment threats in last days. Tinubu, while Osinbajo should be impeached with Buhari Ohanaeze. How bad road led to outrageous petrol price hike in Mambila Plateau. Fuel scarcity, federal government speaks on removing a subsidy. I think those are just some of the major headlines from Daily Post. Peter Obi reviews what it would do if war breaks out in Nigeria. I'll say God forbid. All right, moving out to Nigerian Tribune as FCT urban mass transit system collapses, communities groan. PDP BLT moves to reconcile Atiku Wike. That's also on Nigerian Tribune. Federal government still subsidizing petrol price, says Silver. Gani Adams alarm how we're dealing with security threats. Bandits abduct 50 in Benin Gwari. Parents, students kick as house extends strike by another 4 weeks. Let's just get some headlines from one more national dailies, then we'll go straight to the stories. From Punch newspaper now, police strategize. NSCDC warns as terrorists infiltrate South. Most lawmakers backed Buhari's planned impeachment. That's according to an APC senator. Northwest, Southwest leaders INEC registers 96.2 million. Legal Tazum threatening multi-billion-dollar Eco Atlantic City project. We didn't increase petrol price. Marketers did. That's according to the federal government. After 168 a day, ASU issues a 4-week extension. Well, let's start with politics this morning and the issues of governance. The National Assembly versus Buhari uncertainty as Buhari faces impeachment threat in last days. This is coming from Daily Post news. Daily Post. I also have Tinubu while Osinbajo should be impeached with Buhari. That's according to Ohanaeze. I'm looking at these two headlines from Daily Post. Let's quickly see if we can take this particular story. Right. I'm not getting that one right now. Let's see. Okay. All right. The Senator Ahmed Lawan-led Ninth Senate is known for absolute loyalty to the executive arm of government and has been cautious not to flex muscle, even if there was seeming infraction on the Constitution. The jinx seemed to have been broken for real, given the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) senators' audacious move on Wednesday, 27 July 2022, where they issued 6 weeks ultimatum to President Muhammadu Buhari to fix insecurity in Nigeria or get booted out of office. The minority leader of the Senate and lawmaker representing the Federal Capital Territory, Senator Philip Aduda, after a closed-door session, raised the point of order to have a motion of insecurity discussed, but was ruled out of order by the Senate's president. Lawan hinged his decision on a breach of legislative rules by Aduda as a reason he would not allow the motion to be entertained. Well, they're taking us back to everything that happened on July 27. But the issue right now is that it appears that the PDP caucus in both the Senates and the House of Representatives, they are all bent on seeing this through, impeaching the president. And they're also saying that, we've got some APC members with them. I think we took a particular headline earlier. APC senators saying that most lawmakers backed Buhari's planned impeachment. That's according to an APC senator. Let me quickly take that one before I get your reaction, Mr. Owolabi. The lawmaker representing Bauchi North Senatorial District, Senator Adamu Bukachua, has disclosed that majority of members of the Senate are in support of the move to impeach the president over the failure of his regime to address the growing insecurity in Nigeria. Bukachua, a member of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the party with the majority in the Senate and the House of Representatives, has said almost all members of the Senate backed the move when the lawmakers were in an executive closed-door session at the plenary last Wednesday. The senators threatened to impeach the president over the worst insecurity in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and the country at large. The angry lawmakers gave the president 6 week ultimatum to address the insecurity crisis or face impeachment proceedings. Speaking on politics today, a current affairs program on China's television, Bukachua on Monday stated that the previous efforts, especially made by the National Assembly to end insecurity crisis, had failed. Well, some Nigerians are still of the opinion that they cannot actually say this is true. That because it's always the very difficult and a lot of incoherencies, intricacies, and nuances when it comes to impeaching the president. But clearly, in a country like Nigeria, politics will come to the fore. At the same time, when you look at what they have, the majority they have to have, all of these issues, that it might be a bit difficult. But with what this senator is saying now, that even all the members of APC, they're on the same page with these PDP senators. And, we should also have to consider the time that they have right now, knowing full well that the president has less than 1 year to leave office.
That is not even an issue.
Okay.
That he has less than 1 year is not an issue. But the point is that the impeachment may not see the light of the day.
You also think so? It may not see the light of the day.
Unless the leadership of the Senate, or let me say the National Assembly as a whole, unless they have interest in that. Because
the leadership.
So if the leadership is not, is not in tune with the impeachment saga, it will not see the light of the day. But I think when we look at it very well, I think Buhari has committed many impeachable offenses. The issue of insecurity is one. Even what is happening in the education sector is another impeachable offense, because it's a reflection of the failure of Buhari to have resolved the ASU crisis. It's a reflection of the fact that you are incapable to undo what is happening in education in Nigeria. The crisis there. You are saying that you cannot undo it, and once you cannot undo it, then you have to leave the stage. And many other economy and some other areas. So we should not pretend for now that things are working well in Nigeria. The whole thing is a mess, and I think the government in Nigeria is in recess. So the only way they can wake the government up is through this impeachment saga. But I think it depends on the interest of the leadership of the National Assembly. If they are satisfied with what is happening, then no impeachment. But if they are not satisfied with it, then they can carry it out.
All right. Well, leadership of the National Assembly.
Yes.
Despite the fact that a particular lawmaker from the APC Extraction is saying that majority of the lawmakers supported that idea when it was raised during the closed door session. Well, let's move away. Let's move away from that particular story, and we are taking this one still on impeachment. Tinubu, while Shimbajo should be impeached with Buhari Ohaneze, the Apex Igbo socio-political organization, the Ohaneze Indigbo Worldwide, has said the National Assembly should impeach Vice President Yemi Osinbajo alongside President Muhammadu Buhari. Ohaneze said Buhari and Osinbajo have failed in the primary responsibility of protecting Nigerians. The body said Buhari and Osinbajo's inability to protect Nigerians shows a failure of leadership in governance. Recall that senators are threatening to serve an impeachment notice on Buhari over his inability to tackle insecurity in the country. The Senate Minority Caucus gave Buhari a 6-week ultimatum to tackle insecurity in the country. Reacting, Ohaneze said Bola Tinubu, the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate, stands to benefit if Osinbajo is exempted from the impeachment process. And a statement by Secretary General Okechukwu Isiguzoro, Ohaneze warned the National Assembly that if the impeachment threats served to President Buhari should be taken seriously, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo must be part of the impeachment process, as both of them have failed Nigerians. Let me take your reaction from that.
You can see what Ohaneze is saying now. Their submission here is based on their own selfish interest, because Tinubu will benefit if they impeach. Well, that is not the case. But let us look at it very well. What offense has Shibade committed?
Is the vice president?
His vice president is just a mere assistant. A vice president any way, I mean, any means of initiating any policy in the government. Everything rests on the horse of the president. So it's just a handbag. The vice president. The only time that the vice president is relevant is when the president is impeached, or maybe through any unforeseen circumstances like death or sickness. That is when the vice is relevant. Any other time, forget about vice president. He's just there as an assistant. He doesn't take any decision. So I don't see any reason why they should impeach him alongside the president.
Okay, well, let's take this one. Ex-APC presidential aspirant Dams Tinubu endorses Obi. This is coming from Vanguard. Former presidential aspirant of the All Progressives Congress APC in the 2019 presidential election, Dr. SKC Ogbonia, has disclosed his intention to dump his political party affiliation and his 2023 presidential candidate Bola Tinubu to support the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, LP, Mr. Peter Obi. Ogbonia said that his endorsement of Obi was because of the LP presidential candidate is a democratic revolution whose time must come, adding that with every sense of patriotism, he was joining the Nigerian masses to endorse Obi as the next president of Nigeria. Well, yeah. Okay, moving away from that particular story, can we look at more stories on politics? And, well, we're talking politics at the same time insecurity, because, of course, this is the reason the National Assembly, the opposition members are actually pushing forward to say they want to impeach the president. Well, Nigerian Tribune, Gani Adams, alarm how we are dealing with security threats, police and Motekun hunters. Well, this is from Nigerian Tribune. On the use of the security alarm raised by the Areono Kakanfu of Yoruba land, Iba Gani Adams, heads of Amotekun in states of Southwest Geopolitical Zone, have said a combination of local intelligence, security strategies of state actors and security consciousness of all and sundry are being relied upon to tackle security threats in the zone. Adams said in a statement on Sunday noted that intelligence reports indicated that terrorists who were fully armed with various arms and ammunition were already massing in forest both in Ogun and both in Osun and Ogun states, and were planning to strike in Lagos, Ibadan and Abeokuta. However, in various conversations with the Nigerian Tribune on Monday, heads of Amotekun in Ogun, Ekiti, Oyo, Osun, and vigilance proactiveness collaboration between locals and the security agencies had become more imperative now than ever to stamp out the security threats. Speaking with Nigerian Tribune, Ogun State Commander of Amatekun CP David Aderemi, retired, said that the operatives of the security outfit identified the forest and were monitoring the situation. He said there was synergy between the State Security Command and others in the southwest state to deal with threats to Yoruba land. Well, Amatekun's talking about what they are doing, and of course, one will expect that the police too will be on top of the job and other security agencies. Not bound travelers, not bandits. Amatekun commander, I think. Well, you know, we see all of this in northbound travelers sometimes, and people who are also coming from north. And there's always this apprehension when people see a lot of northerners in a particular truck. People will always want to say, are we even sure that, you know what, all of these people might actually be going on their legitimate businesses? So what do you make of this alarm by Iba Gani Adams and the reactions?
Yes, I think because of what has been the experiences in the past, that is why people will always be suspicious of those trucks coming into the southwest. But let me say that Amatekun, our governors should develop Amatekun, and I want to say that they should have a zonal coordinator for southwest.
All right.
And the coordinator from those states, Amatekun, should be made the zonal coordinator, because Amatekun is doing well in Ondo State. The only thing that is affecting them is fund now. That is why, because security is very important, and government must fund it. Other states should learn from what Ondo State Amatekun is doing, and they should key into it. There is no way, the way we are looking at it now, the police, the soldiers, I think they are not tackling this security in the right manner. So if the southwest can develop its own outfit, which they are put in place, so I think they should develop it, and they should take a clue from Ondo State, because I give kudos to Amatekun in Ondo State.
Well, police strategize. NSCDC warns as terrorists infiltrate south. This is coming from Punch. The police have mobilized to foil plans by terrorists to attack the southern part of the country, seeking to the infiltration of the region by suspected Boko Haram and Islamic State of West Africa province terrorists. As part of the strategies to prevent terrorist attacks, the police chiefs in Lagos met on Monday, just as the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps warned Nigerians against employing fleeing terrorists. Also, it was gathered that police and the Department of State Services are deployed detectives to fish out fleeing terrorists in the south. This followed the arrest of a suspected Boko Haram commander working as a security guard at a residential building in the Jai area of Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, on Saturday. So, the truth that the South has been infiltrated is not the issue that the South has been infiltrated. I think it's not
in doubt.
It's not in doubt. Okay, well, moving away right now, let's talk politics. I think we've got one or two issues. We've been talking politics, but I think quickly let's go back to these. Let's talk about People's Democratic Party right now. PDP BOT moves to reconcile Atiku Wike. The Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party has waded into the dispute between its presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, which is threatening to tear the main opposition party apart. The board under the chairmanship of Senator Wale Jibrin is to meet in Abuja on Wednesday to address the disagreement over the emergence of Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State as the vice presidential candidate of the party. Recall that the presidential candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar, has declared the recommendation of the committee set up to identify a suitable candidate, which had voted to have discarded the recommendation of the committee set up by the entity to identify a suitable candidate, which had voted to have a Wike for the position. Well, this is the issue right now.
Yeah.
And I want to quickly have your reaction, because when did the PDP when was the primary when did the primary hold? I think it was before APC, right?
Yes.
May or thereabouts.
Yeah.
And it's dragging right now. You know, but we're looking at the 2023 elections. The clock is tickling. One would have hoped that by now the party would have resolved this issue.
Now, I think what a PDP is doing now is right. They are making the right move, because they have to put their party together so as to face the next election. But I think the mistake that Atiku made was that he knew that he had the prerogative to appoint his vice
candidate.
Yeah, on his own. But he still set up a committee. Why that? Why did you set up a committee to go and work on how to on the margins of your vice? When you know that you are not going to do what the submission of the committee is. So that is the area of mistake that Wike is even talking about now. Because someone spoke yesterday on here, and I said the committee recommended. The committee recommended, but at the end of the day, article not just the recommendation. So, but I think BOT should be able to put things right now and pacify the aggrieved.
Well, I think moving away from politics now, let's talk about fuel scarcity. Coming from Daily Post, federal government speaks on removing subsidy. The federal government of Nigeria on Monday said it has not removed subsidies on the premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol. Tim Presiva, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, stated this while speaking with newsmen in Abuja. Silva spoke on the sidelines of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority Stakeholders Consultation Forum on Regulations. The minister was reacting to the increase in pump price of petrol by marketers from 165 naira per litre to 168 to 169, 184 and 218 per litre, depending on the area and the nation's capital and other states. Well, I think, we didn't increase petrol price. Marketers did. That's coming from the federal government on Punch newspaper. Some people are saying that maybe this is even just the time to just let go this subsidy regime. But do you think Nigerians can cope right now? Because Nigerians are already getting used to buying at around 200 naira. But it is not. It's not going to be sold at 200 naira. If the subsidy removes, it's going to be way higher than that.
At least 400 naira.
At least
400 naira. And I think we should do it.
We should do it.
We should do it. Because we are still deceiving ourselves. The money, the trillions they are spending on subsidy is far outrageous. We should do it once and for all. But my concern is, if we do it, what are the palliatives on ground?
Palliatives on ground.
Now, just last month in UK, there was hike in price of fuel over there. I heard that of US few days ago, and some other countries. This thing is happening everywhere because the issue of oil is being determined by the international market. So there's no way we can work against. But over there, they have measures in place. But here in Nigeria, look at the salaries of workers. If they increase to 400 naira now per litre, how many cars will be on the road? How many civil servants will be able to afford to bring their car on the road? So those are the things. Because the salary they get is not commensurate with the price of fuel. And many other things within the system that need to put in place.
All right, well, I'll open the lines right now. We have just 5 minutes on the clock this morning. But, of course, we must talk education. Parents, students, kick as ASU extends strike by another 4 weeks. We don't trust you again. Parents tell ASU Nance wants education minister sacked. Well, the Academic Staff Union of Universities has extended its over 5-month older rollover strike by another 4 weeks. The rollover strike is with effect from 12 a.m. on Monday. That's August 1, 2022. President of ASU, Professor Emmanuel Shedeke, announced this in a statement on Monday. Abuja said 1 month extension will give the federal government ample time to satisfactorily resolve all the outstanding issues. Mr. Owolabi.
Yes.
Some parents are saying we don't trust you again.
Yeah.
I guess they were saying that because the president gave the Minister of Education 2 weeks to resolve the matter. That 2 weeks, that has not expired now.
You see, the president that they are correct. Like myself now, ASU strike is affecting me in 3 ways. I'm a member of ASU. I am a parent. I'm also a student. Those 3 ways. But despite that, there's no way I can join people to condemn ASU for doing what they are doing. Look at it. The president of a nation gave 2 weeks to go and resolve the issue. And as of yesterday, when the ASU president was talking, nothing has been heard. Nothing has been said about this ASU strike. You know, the last time I told you, I said the protest put in place by NSC may not work. Because the only language our government understands is strike action. If NSC has embarked on strike action since last week for just a week, government will have woken up.
They also mentioned that they hinted that they will be going on strike for 3 days. But let's pick some calls. Phone lines are already buzzing right now. 0915-388-65 and 90-0816-781-4132. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Hello, good morning. Yes. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. I can hear you, sir. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, maybe you can try the other line. 0816-781-4132. And then I think we also have 081-1800-2723. Let's get one or two reactions from our listeners this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, sir.
This is Mr. Oshegun from Analyst.
Thank you for calling, Mr. Oshegun. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
It is laughing for the federal government to say that the increase petrol price that it is the marketers. Who is really in charge? Who are doing this thing? I think the federal government should do this.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's see if we can have this one just before we go. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. I can hear you.
I can't hear you. I don't know, maybe you are hearing.
Mr. Abatope, go ahead, please.
I want to quickly react the issue of Osinbajo, suggesting that he should be impeached alongside with the president. Me, I don't buy that idea because I don't have any stable offense. So he has not been allowed to act as president, even if the president is traveling. The country will now be handed over to him. So, based on his line, I don't think he has committed any offense. If he has been acting as the vice president, as the acting president, and anytime president travels, I will have said that he will be alongside.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Abatope. I appreciate you. Well, Mr. Owolabi.
Yeah, you can see now what I'm saying. On insecurity, bandits are now in charge. Because the government is not in control. On economy, on fuel crisis, marketers are now in charge.
Okay, hello, good morning. Last caller.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Please go ahead. Let's 10 seconds.
This is Pastor Joshua.
All right, Pastor Joshua, okay, let's have you. Our time is fast spent.
Yes, I want to talk about the issue of UK and Atiku. I don't see why anybody is doing Atiku. You see, UK is a very person that Atiku cannot work with. You see, when they become the president and the UK become vice, they will tear down that government. So, you know what they are done? It makes one that has cool mind, like Okowa, to deputy, not somebody like Wiki. That is the truth. That's what I'm
All right, thank you very much, Pastor Joshua. I appreciate you. Well, Mr. Owolabi, thank you very much.
Good morning.
For your contributions this morning. We appreciate you so very much. That's the show this day on NewCruse 92.7 FM. We will take a moment right now, just set this day off, yes, with some nice tunes. This one will be coming from Mr. Easy. He calls this 10Q. Just listen to that, and in the next 5 minutes we'll be back, and we will definitely be coming on stage with Bottom Line.
Thank you, Lord, for the life where I live.
This is NewCruse 92.7 FM.
You were giving me all these melodies where I used to sing. And Baba got you blessed to know my family. I know my guys don't hammer. And nobody broke and nobody suffer. Even for country waiting still proper. Nobody don't die, nobody don't play me. Yeah, all my guys don't hammer. And nobody broke and nobody suffer. Even for country waiting still proper. Nobody sick and nobody don't play me. Yeah, that's why I say I thank you, Lord, for the life where I live, where you gave me life and you gave me the energy to live. you give me all these melodies where I used to sing. And Baba God, you blessing all of my family. I know my guys don't hammer, and nobody broke and nobody suffer. Even for country waiting slow proper, nobody don't die, nobody don't pay me. Yeah, my guys don't hammer, and nobody broke and nobody suffer. Even for country waiting slow proper, nobody sick and nobody don't pay me. Oh yeah, pour me the liquor, roll me the poly, light it up cause nobody holy, and nobody here with. I they make my money, me not let them bother me. Hammer, and nobody broke and nobody suffer. Even for country where it is no papa.
Hi, I'm Loretta Chiogo, and you're listening to NewCruse 92.7 FM. Don't go away. More Crowley.
There is another banger in Ekiti, the first of its kind in Ekiti State. Atlas Rapio Club Party. It shocked me, I swear. The football fans event packaged to engage and entertain lovers of the round leather game in a most exciting, fun-filled atmosphere. This will be led by dancehall music featuring one of the baddest DJs around, DJ Lakewise on the Wheel of Steel. The event features jersey parade, stand-up comedy, dance and more. Right at the Atlas Motel Legacy Garden and Suites, kilometers 8 at